lovelies, Cancer. Welcome to Light Guided. This is Lisa, and I'll be doing your monthly August energy reading here shortly. If you're interested in intuitive counseling, a private reading, or distance energy healing, please check out Light Guided in the link below. It'll tell you more about the services I offer and what you can expect from that type of work. Messages on YouTube are very general, and so they're not going to resonate for everyone. However, please take what does resonate and leave the rest behind. It is our hope and our practice that we share messages of healing and inspiration to those that visit our site. And anyway, if you are interested, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment. We love that. And let's go ahead and jump into your reading, Cancer. So I'm going to start the soul messages and healing messages for August a little differently. I recently received this deck, and it's just so absolutely beautiful. This is called the Heart and Soul Oracle Cards for Love, Life, and Transformation. And I can't think of a better way to start your soul growth and healing messages than by using these cards. So give me a moment. I just want to tune into your energy, Cancer, for the month of August and see if I have any messages before I begin pulling cards. Cancer, for some of you, I'm getting an energy of frustration, an energy of like feeling as if somebody pulled the rug out from underneath you, or something happened that was out of your control, and it's just caused you frustration. It's caused you to feel a sense of like a loss of balance or a loss of power. And I'm feeling it for some of you also as kind of a heaviness in your heart, like a almost heartbroken kind of feeling. I'm seeing some of you near water and really enjoying your time near water. Of course, you're a water sign, so you may find that you get a lot of nourishment from being around the water. And possibly some of you, some people are traveling during this time, and especially in the summer, people are camping and doing a lot of that kind of traveling. So I'm seeing some of you also really enjoying that time by the water with family and friends. And again, just, trying to shake off whatever the situation was that happened. It feels like it either happened recently or you're right in the middle of it now, but you're kind of shaking off that energy of feeling disempowered, of feeling disappointed by this situation, whatever that is for you. Cancer, I'm getting a lot of heart energy around you. So I'm seeing either for some of you, you may be, what I'm hearing is this is about deepening a commitment or the desire to deepen a commitment. But I'm seeing this great big red heart just kind of popping it out in front of you and kind of making a show of it, like, oh, look at this big heart. So it may be that for some of you in the month of August, there just may be more romance, making a big show of your romance, making a show of love, and all of that being rather positive for most of you. I'm getting a couple of other messages, but they're not quite as clear, so I feel like I'll go ahead and jump into the reading, and let's see if any further clarity comes out of that. So we'll start with this beautiful heart and soul message. Try that a little differently since it's not coming out on its own. Spirit, this is a message for Cancer for the month of August, please. Thank you. Wow, cool. This is like the Phoenix rising. The Phoenix rising out of emotions, wish fulfillment. I see partnership here. This is a cool card. Let's see what it has to say. Through the power of love, all shall unfold in the most perfect way for all concerned. This card is a blessing from an angel who is here to reassure you that all is well. There is no need to worry. All is bathed in a sea of divine love. So definitely that water energy here for you, Cancer. That's perfect. That is perfect. So let's pull some additional messages and see what more Spirit has to share with you in the month of August. Woo! Some of the cards are kind of hopping out here. I just need one more card, Spirit. Just one more card, please. 2 more. We'll take it. Thank you. Oh, nice. Okay. Wow. Let's start with transformation is beautiful. The first thing I'm called to in this card is that it's the number 11. And as I said in the channeled message, that I was really seeing that big heart energy in front of you and kind of making a show of it. And it may be for some of you that you are connecting in with a divine partner where the energy just feels so aligned that it's almost overwhelming. It's kind of like something you never expected to find, and yet you did. And so some of that energy as it comes in for you will actually be very transformative as well. Life is speeding up. Boy, it is. I feel like for some of you, you're recognizing that life is speeding up and you're actually working really hard at kind of slowing it down, keeping your feet on the ground, making sure that that you're in control, that you're in charge of things, and not allowing things to get too out of hand. For the most part, that energy to me feels pretty grounded. It doesn't feel overly controlling as much as just that you're staying very centered in it, and allowing life to happen while you are moving through. You know, something caught my attention here that I've never noticed before. Right here on the neck of this antelope, it almost looks like it's been shot, which is kind of crazy. It really looks to me like it's been injured in some way, and I feel like for some of you, Cancer, that you feel like you've avoided a bullet, like you're dodging bullets. You may be feeling like something really intense is happening, and you're just trying to like get out of the way to let things, you know, move without actually getting injured. And honestly, this is weird. I don't usually get messages like this, but I'm gonna say that honestly, I feel like for some of you, like to be very careful if you are around firearms, like physically around firearms, that you're proceeding with caution and being particularly cautious. Like I said, I've never noticed that before, so it's really standing out to me strongly now. So please do be careful. All right, let's move on from that energy into the Rhino Spirit. Overcome any obstacle. I adore this card. I think this is, I can't say it's my favorite card, but the energy of this card is, there's a sweetness to this. So even though this rhino is kind of, rhinos are like weird looking animals, right? Like strange. I don't know where they came from, but they seem so otherworldly. And yet here's this beautiful energy of like divinity and grace and spirit. And it's like between your tenacity and your strength and the strength of spirit participating and supporting you. It's like you can overcome and get through anything. Absolutely anything. And we had a fourth card come out in this reading, and this is Squirrel Spirit. Believe in yourself. And you know, with this card, I'm really getting like a sense of playfulness and joy. Squirrels, they're very resourceful, right? I mean, they're very resourceful. They can figure themselves out. They find themselves in weird circumstances, and they figure themselves out pretty well and pretty quickly. But there's this quality of playfulness about them also. But they're also very intuitive. They're very instinctual. So I feel like believe in your instincts, believe in yourself, believe in your ability to make good decisions, and try to be light on your feet about it. You know, try to let your playful side come out. Let's see, I'm going to get a clarification on Antelope Spirit. I'm still kind of struck by some of that energy, and I also want to get clarification on overcome any obstacle. And I know some of you are asking about love, so let's take a look at Antelope first. Boy, I'm having a hard time with the cards today. Give me just a second here. It's about 80 degrees in the space where I'm working right now. It's pretty warm, and I think the cards are getting a little sticky. And then Spirit, let's look at Butterfly Spirit as well, please. All right, let's start with Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. I talked a little bit about that. Having the experience of like dodging a situation or dodging bullets, stuff moving at you very quickly that you're trying to avoid. And the two cards that came out as clarification for that are Community and Angel of Strength. So I do feel like this is a test of strength for you. Whatever that situation is for you, there's a test of strength here. And it may be, I'll go out on a limb here, for some of you this may be related to a relationship where the other party is not as committed as you are, or you may be involved in a third party situation, either where that person is seeing someone else, or you are the other person in a third-party situation, if that makes sense. This could also be related to situations at work for some of you, where maybe things are getting a little dicey. People might be getting a little edgy. I don't know about you, but boy, it sure seems in the recent weeks that people are just starting to unravel a little bit. You know, we've all been dealing with this coronavirus for about going on 6 months here in the United States, and I know for some people it's starting to wear thin. So it may be that there's something happening in the work environment, and it may be related to people just kind of coming apart at the seams a little bit. I'm going to get some even further clarification on that and see what more we can know. Clear the energy on this deck here really quick. All right, what more can we know? Okay. Yeah, you know, again, for some of you, you may be dealing with a sticky situation related to romance. Either somebody trying to come in or somebody that you're already involved with who you're just not quite sure you can fully trust. And for some of you, you know, you've had some past situations in the romance department that have led you to feel kind of untrusting, and now you're just not quite sure how to navigate this situation. And it's not showing up in the cards right now, but what I'm getting is that for some of you, you may be newly connected with someone who's kind of hurling things at you. Not physically, hopefully not physically, good grief, but emotional things. Like they might be, you know, accusing you of something or blaming you for something. And it's either the current behavior is very problematic, or there's some indication of that current behavior that's triggering some past fear and anxiety for you. And you're just done with that kind of stuff. You're willing and ready to walk away from that kind of stuff. You're not going to tolerate people behaving badly. Whether you're male or female in the physical form, you're represented here by the Queen of Pentacles in this particular area, and you know, you want to be fully in your power, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate this situation with as much grace as possible. And then we have the Hierophant card here. I feel like there's something about this situation that has a mixed message in this way. It's like it may be, hold on one second, let me see if I can figure out how to say this. Let me give you this example. Let's say the example is you're part of a community where people are very spiritual. And because you're all spiritual, there's this expectation that you all will treat each other a certain way, that you're going to act and behave a certain way. So on the surface, there's this assumption or this expectation that people will behave well because you're part of this belief system or part of this, you know, group or whatever. But it's sort of a facade. What you're finding out is underneath that image of spirituality or, you know, hey, I'm all together, you're finding that underneath that's not actually the case, that there's something here that is misrepresenting itself. And that is part of why also you're having a hard time navigating, because you're not quite sure what the truth is. You're like, well, it's supposed to be this, but it's really this. And so it's kind of confusing emotionally to you. Okay, so this ended up, interestingly, this ended up being more about relationship, but this could be a past situation. It could also be a current situation. But let's look into this 11 energy. Transformation is beautiful. When I first picked up on that energy, I was picking up on the possibility of relationship really being transformative for you. And the clarifying cards on there is attachment and 5th chakra, which is your throat chakra. And I'm actually, as the reading is unfolding, I'm feeling like this is all connected. So this is, again, potentially the same relationship situation here. And something that is coming up here is that part of the conflict that you're feeling is that you're very attached either to the idea of this relationship or you're attached to the person in some way. And all of this nonsense going on that is being hurled at you, it's keeping you from speaking your truth. You're not expressing your authentic self in that. I'm hearing for some of you, in fact, you are expressing your authentic self. For some of you, this situation has allowed you to step forward in your power and to express your authentic self. So let's continue on here. Overcome any obstacle. And the clarifying cards there are storm warning and 4th chakra, which is the heart energy. You know, again, as this is unfolding, I'm still really feeling like now it's all pretty much related. The biggest energy is related to this situation here, which again could be related to a relationship, an intimate relationship. It could be family. It could be work related. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. So overcoming any obstacle, like this situation has really taken you through the ringer. It's really been difficult. And again, I feel like this is mirroring situations from the past. It's triggering situations from the past feelings that are coming up as well. And heart chakra, I want to get some clarifiers on this actually. What more can we know about this heart energy for Cancer? With the Three of Pentacles, let me pull a couple of more. Hanged Man. So you are trying to take the high road here. Whatever this situation is, you're trying to take the high road and you're trying to see it from a different perspective. You're trying to either see it from the other person's perspective or to gain a new perspective on this situation. It is really challenging you, and I want to get clarification on the Three of Pentacles as well. And then also Knight of Swords. So, you know, there's part of you that you're not sure if you should run toward this situation or run away from this situation. And again, it's kind of keeping you off balance in that way. There's some kind of tie here with Three of Pentacles to your community. And this might be, again, related to work. It might be an environment that you all share. It could be related to being in a church community together or a faith community together, some kind of spiritual community. And the clarifier there is Four of Swords. I feel like with this card, so I'm getting here about boundaries. It feels to me like here that another layer here is that because you're so open-hearted and you're so big-hearted and you're trying to navigate this situation, you're trying to learn from, you know, past experiences, lessons learned, how do I do this differently moving forward, that you actually need to protect your heart a little bit. And I don't normally say that, right? Normally we want to be opening our hearts, we want to be more open, but I feel like in this situation you're being more open than the situation warrants, and it may serve you well to protect yourself a little bit more and to put some good boundaries in place here. I want to pull some energies around what needs healing in the month of August. What needs healing in the month of August for Cancer? Whoa. Like I said, that it's very, very warm in here, and I think the cards are very sticky. Let me pull a couple of additional ones. What needs healing in August? Thank you for Cancer. One more. Thank you. Oh boy. Okay. Great. Okay, so guess what came out? First card out, healthy boundaries. I was just talking about that. A need for healthy boundaries, not just in this situation, but in any situation where you feel like you're being taken for granted, where the situation causes you to lose a sense of believing in yourself. And also the card of expanded awareness around healing. There may be part of you that's blocking unconsciously, that you're blocking seeing the truth of this situation. Also some energy around sexuality. This could sometimes be about the energy of worth, the energy of self-worth, and sometimes for some people, when there's a lack of self-worth, they may be pursuing a situation that's not healthy for them or good for them, but they're not quite seeing it because they have wounding in other parts of their experience. And so the way this is coming across to me is that for those of you that this resonates with, if you have a low sense of self-worth and you may be looking for your worth in other people, And because of that, you end up getting into these tricky situations. And success. There's part of you that feels like you're never going to be successful in this. There's part of you that feels like, the situation's hopeless. So the healing for that is to recognize that the situation is not hopeless at all, and that you're actually in charge. You're actually in control here of how you navigate this situation and what energy you put into it and what you take from it. That's all available to you. So we're going to pull some final messages here for you. Let's see what more Spirit has to share. Doubt. Love. And forgiveness. These are beautiful. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So that means seeing the good even in difficult situations, seeing the good in yourself, recognizing your own value. And finally, doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. So allowing things to unfold. And a final soul message for you, Cancer. What else could this mean? So this is a card that kind of calls us to have see things from a different perspective, and that may be needed here. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? All right, my lovely friends. I hope these messages have brought you some clarity, some comfort, some peace. And again, if any of this has resonated with you, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We really like hearing from our patrons and hearing your thoughts. And if you are interested in a private reading or counseling or distance energy healing, please check us out in the link below. With that, my Cancer friends, I send you much love, and we'll see you in September.